Welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We are on site, on location at AAC Media Days here for football, and it's the first AAC Media Days for UTSA and the Roadrunners. I'm here with quarterback Frank Harris, and happy to have you here, Frank.
Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. So let's just jump into it. I can't wait too long on this thing. Rashad and you have a playful banter back and forth. Bring me into how this banter got started.
Well, you know, his oldest brother went to school with my oldest brother. So I mean, my family been knowing this family for a long time. And then Little League football came around. He played with my little cousin, and I was on the older group. So I mean, I would go watch the games, watch my little cousin. So of course I would see Shad. Middle school came around. I was an 8th grader. He was a 6th grader. And then high school came. I went to different high school, but of course I still knew who he was. And then when the recruit process came, they said they wanted to get Rashad Wisdom. I mean, I knew him on a personal level, so you know, I reached out, and you know, he ended up here. So I just feel like I've been like the big brother to mess with him since we were little kids. It's been going on for a long time, and now that we're older, that doesn't mean it stops. So yeah. I still give him a hard time.
He said, even though he's younger than you, he's your big brother.
Stop it. He's like 5'3". How are you my big brother and you're not even taller than me?
I did also ask him about, I said, is there any other DB in the country that can pick you off and understand you better?
He gonna say him.
And he said there's nobody better than him at reading you and figuring you out.
That's not true.
Okay.
You should see the battles that we do in practice. I mean, it gets heated. I'm not gonna lie to you, just because I mean I've been knowing him for so long.
Yeah.
So he gets to chirping over there, and then I get chirping, and then coach steps in. So, all right, nobody's talking for the rest of practice. Y'all are going at it too much. So we definitely go at it. We battle. But I definitely will not say that he's the best on that. He's lying.
What can you say about the challenges that you have had with him in practice? How many times do you get the best of him?
If I'm being honest, we would have to say out of 100%, I'll probably get the best of him 70% of the time.
70%?
70% of the time.
Okay.
And he knows it. But of course they're gonna have it depends. If it's one-on-ones, I mean it's a little different. 7-on-7 is a little different. But team aspects, we usually get after them. But it's always great that we're competing against one another, and it's a great defense. We're a great offense. So I mean, we're going out there, you know, iron sharpening iron.
And he said the exact same thing. He said iron sharpens iron.
Sure.
And when you look at this family, a lot of teams all around the country, they're not going to say that they're dysfunctional, right? They're going to say they're a family. But he said there's a lot about being at UTSA that really feels like a family. How would you describe the Roadrunners?
I mean, it for sure is. It's some games where defense carries us, and some games offense carries us. But you would never hear on the sideline anybody bickering, talking about one another. Offense, you need to pick it up, or offense going to say, defense, you need to pick it up. Or one team or one whole, or we go out there and play for one another. I mean, I got to throw a pick six. Defense encouraging me to, they didn't worry about it, bro. I mean, even though, you know, it was my fault. Just stuff like that. Like, it's not really typical. And we just go out there and play as a whole, play for Coach Traylor. And at the end of the day, we just want to win. So whatever that looks like, whether they got to pick up our slack, we got to pick up their slack. As long as we come out victorious, that's all that matters.
You're going into a new conference in the American from Conference USA. However, with you comes very familiar foes. So what's it like to come into a new conference and yet still be playing a lot of the same teams?
I mean, it's pretty cool going out there and competing against some of the best teams in the country. We've proven to ourselves a couple years ago when we played against Memphis, we came out victorious. So we've proven to ourselves that we're able to play against these caliber teams. So I think we're ready for the challenge. And I know the other teams that from Conference USA going into the AAC are as well. So it's going to be exciting just to see what we can do in a new conference against new people. Definitely excited for the season, and we're going to see what happens.
What does the American become with UTSA and these other 5 institutions coming in with you? It's the biggest membership that football's ever had in the American, with 14 member institutions. But when you look across all of these college football programs in the American, how would you describe what the conference is going to look like now?
I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a great game each and every week. I mean, there's not gonna be one game you look at and be like, yeah, I mean, this team's good, but we should, you know, go roll over those guys. I think each and every week there's gonna be a great game coming down to the last play. Whether that's us or whatever team is playing. If it's gonna be, and once we start conference, each and every week will be a great game, and I'm definitely excited for it.
For you to be a quarterback, you got to have a little bit of swagger. How would you describe your personality?
I just like messing with people. I would say I give everybody a hard time.
Okay.
I think I have a unique relationship with everybody. I mean, even some of the guys out here, went to the Manning camp together a couple weeks ago. Like I said, Pratt, Austin Reed. I mean, it's a lot of guys out here that, and they probably attest to it. I just like messing with them. I'm kind of easygoing, kind of go with the flow. And I just like, talking to the guys, having a great time. And like I said, I feel like I'm a likable person. And, I just think I have that kind of personality.
You talked about the Manning camp and being out here with a bunch of the guys, a bunch of the quarterbacks from the American already. What was that experience like to be able to, be around each other before you have to suit up and go against each other?
It was just a pretty cool experience. I mean, we played against Seth a couple years ago whenever we played against Memphis. So I know who he was.
Yeah.
But going into new conference, you hear about Michael Pratt, Tulane. So I mean, we knew who each other were. We've never, met each other in person. So at the Manning camp, we met each other. I mean, he's a great guy, a great ball player. I respect him a ton. I mean, so now we're cool now. So it's just pretty cool experience at the Manning camp, being around all those great quarterbacks, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, all those guys. And then being around some of the guys that we're going to play against. You have a ton of respect for those guys. You watch them on film all the time and just going over there and hanging out with them outside of football, which is pretty cool and pretty special moment.
What do you take away from the Manning camp when you talk about Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, multi-time Super Bowl champions for both of them? What do you bring with you from those interactions?
I mean, just interacting with them, picking their brain, seeing how they go about their business, hearing their stories, hearing their perspective on things, how they used to do things, just trying to understand, putting yourself in their shoes. What can I do to help myself become how they were at the next level? It was just a great experience. And it's even some of the guys that were out there, like Drake May, Quinn Ewers, Will Rogers, Joe Milton, Michael Penix, all those guys, just observing them, see how they go about their business, how they approach games, talking with those guys, see how they do certain things. I mean, it's just a great experience as a quarterback to develop as a quarterback and see what can help your game out.
What makes you different? What do you think separates you so that people can come to know Frank Harris and really get a feel for your game itself? Because, obviously you have to throw the ball. Some quarterbacks like to take off and run. Some like to do more running than passing. Yeah. But when you look at your game specifically, what do you think would make somebody stop and go, oh, okay, that's what Harris is doing?
I would just say making plays, whether that's with my legs or with my arm or extending plays. I mean, I'm just a competitor, so I just want to get first downs and touchdowns. So whatever I can to do those things, I'm willing to do. Sometimes it might be something that is not drawn up, and you might be wondering what I'm doing, but sometimes it works out, So I just go out there and just play football, let it come to me naturally. And our coach does a great job of just cutting me loose and letting me go out there and play freely and not worry about anything and not looking over my shoulder.
Have you ever looked to the sideline? Like you said, sometimes it's a play that was called, sometimes it's not. Have you ever looked over to the sideline to Coach Traylor? And has he ever given you like one of those big eyebrows, like, what did you just do? Has he given you that?
He hasn't given me that. I think versus
there's a good what did you just do though, too. I mean, ever look at you and
I think there was two times. We played against Army. I stuck my foot in the ground, I juked somebody, and then the first down was right there. I don't know what I was thinking. I decided to try to jump over somebody, but he wasn't trying to go so I'm on top and I get hit. And Coach Traylor was like, I was on our sideline. He helped me off the ground and was going berserk. And I came to the sideline. He's like, man, that was a great play. I don't know what you were thinking, but hey, you got the first down. And then I think another time we played against Rice, I rolled out to the right and cut back and scored like a 50, 60-yard touchdown. I don't know how you did that. I was wondering what you were doing when you cut back, but it ended up working out. So I can't even say much to you. So it's just pretty cool playing for somebody like that. Let you just go out there and play free.
Well, with that being said, we're going to do something called rapid fire, which allows you to put me on the hot seat. We put each other there. We talk about music, movies, football, literally anything.
Okay.
So it's not pre-planned. You get to ask me the first question.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie of all time. I love Liar Liar because I can recite it from beginning to end with Jim Carrey. So I would say I love that. And I'm a Marvel fan. So probably the first Spider-Man, because I never knew if Spider-Man would ever be on the big screen as my favorite superhero.
Oh, okay.
I say that. All right. If you had to play a villain in a movie, what villain would you play? And why? Yeah.
I don't like being a bad guy. Oh man, that's
That's
tough.
why it's a tough question.
Gosh. Villain.
Yeah.
I would say I don't know any villains. Let me see. Bad guy. I would say. Oh, that's tough. Oh man, you got me with that one. Gosh. What's the dude's name off of The Incredibles?
The Incredibles.
Not Dash. The bad one. I don't know his
Oh
name.
yeah.
I'll just probably say him.
I know who you're talking about. I can't.
Gosh, what is his name?
I can't think of it though. I'm thinking of all the heroes. Okay, what hero would you be?
Superhero.
Yeah.
Frozone.
Okay. You know what? When you said Incredibles, I thought of Frozen. That was the one I thought of. I was like, I thought of Frozone, and I'm
He's
like,
pretty cool. He's
Yeah.
like really smooth, but it's icy. It's pretty cool how he does it.
yeah. No, I think that's a good choice. What's your second one for me?
What's your favorite food?
Well, I'm Italian and Hispanic, so
Okay.
which side do you want to know?
Let's go with. I don't want to know Hispanic. Probably something I probably know. Let's go Italian.
Italian. Probably my G Mama in heaven, my mom's mom, her stuffed shells.
What's that?
So what'd you say? What is it?
Yeah, what is
Stuffed shell? So it's like a shell pasta, and so it kind of looks like a seashell, and then you stuff it with rigot, and so you can like do your own mix with rigot and all that stuff. Season the rigot the way you want to, cook it inside of the pasta, put homemade sauce on top of it, and bake it in the oven.
When you tell your Gmon mom, I need something that's my way. Sound good.
It's so good. Oh my gosh. Nobody makes it like her. I'll say
Yeah.
that much. All right, Frank, let me see here. My second one for you. You can have one meal for the rest of your life every day. What is it?
Pizza.
What's on the pizza?
Pepperoni. I mean, it's something about it. It's so bad for you, but I can literally eat a whole box of Little Caesars pizza. It's so bad. So I try to shy away from it. I can't even look at it because if I see it in my vicinity, I'm gonna go pick up at least 2 pieces.
Well, the thing is like you can go out and get it, and it's that there's smaller slices. So it's you know what I mean? It's like,
something about that hot and ready. You just
but
makes-
yeah, but you
makes my
eat the
tongue-
whole pizza and
whole
you don't even feel bad.
It's so bad. It's bad. All right, let me see. Who is your? Let me just ask this.
Okay.
Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
That's really funny because I asked Rashad who would be his vice president, and he said LeBron James. And I got up and I walked away from the screen because Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever. He's the greatest ever.
You didn't show my dad this video. He'll love you just for saying that.
The greatest ever.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
My dad said the same thing.
Percentage of playing in the finals and winning the finals. He played against an NBA where the majority of the teams were tough. LeBron buys opponents and puts them on his team. And there's only like 3 or 4 good teams. And when Jordan was playing, the Jazz were good, the Sonics were good, Pacers, Knicks, Rockets, Heat, Hornets, so on and so forth. I mean, he had to run, the Spurs were good. He had to run the gamut to play the best teams in the nation. LeBron has an easier road than Michael Jordan has.
Not true.
It is very true. All right, my last question for you. Well, I asked Rashad this. I'm going to ask you this. You become the president of the United States. What is the tagline on your bumper sticker, and who is your VP?
I really wouldn't have nothing on my sticker. Like I probably wouldn't, but if I had to, it'd probably say Mr. Prez.
Mr. Prez?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Prez.
All right.
Oh, my VP. It's funny, very.
I think if you stick with the Frozone, you can put cold as ice.
You said my VP?
Who's your VP?
Cold as ice, because I say my name is Sub-Zero too, so that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice.
I like that Sub-Zero.
Yeah. Cold as ice is pretty cool.
Back in the day, it wasn't that hard to do when there was 2 buttons. There was the like up, down, left, right. There's that button, and then there's A and B. So when you played Mortal Kombat, you just had to know. See, if you wanted to be Scorpion and you wanted to shoot out the thing, you just did back B. But if you wanted Sub-Zero, you had to do like this back roll. Like you had to like put your finger over the thing and then hit all the buttons.
Right, so let me tell you a funny story.
It's hard to do.
So when I first started to become number 0, my name on social media was just a number 0 on Twitter.
Okay.
My buddy Kadari was like, "Man, you should change it to Sub-Zero." I'm like, "That sounds cool." I didn't know what it was though. Change it to Sub-Zero. Everybody's like, "Oh man, Sub-Zero." He started sending me pictures. I'm like, "What is this?" I knew nothing about Mortal Kombat or Sub-Zero.
So you picked Sub-Zero not knowing.
Because my buddy said Sub-Zero is a good name for it. And I said, that sounds nice. Had no idea what it was.
Wow, I thought
it just stuck. It just stuck with it and I just rolled with it.
Okay. All right. So who's the VP?
I'll probably say somebody like Jay-Z. Just because he's so successful in all aspects of life. I mean, he's very wealthy, carries himself a certain way. And I think he'll make me very successful just by how he carries himself. And I think I'll rub off a little bit of him will rub off for me to hopefully make me as successful as he. Because Sean already picked LeBron, which I probably would have picked, but now I got to go Jason. Okay. It's all good though.
I'm gonna give you a bonus one since you didn't pick LeBron. I'm kidding, but I am gonna give you a bonus question. What do you got?
Okay.
So I'll ask you one. You ask me one.
All right.
What do you got for me? You go first.
If you had to, where's your favorite vacation spot?
Well, I love Florida. I'm a Disney kid, so I like going to Disney.
Okay.
But I want to go to Italy and Spain, and I want to go see my family.
Nice. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I want to go see my family
for sure. You definitely got to do that.
So I'm going to go off of what you just gave me, which is creating this question. Jay-Z does a song about San Antonio. What does he call it?
What does he call a song if he made it about San Antonio?
Yeah, so let's say he's doing a song about San Antonio. What do you want him to include in the song, and what does he call the song?
He has to include Alamo, something with the Alamo, UTSA, Spurs. And the song will probably be called like 210 or something along the lines of that. I'm sure you're gonna include the Riverwalk, just all the big things that are, we think of San Antonio.
I think you should call it Bird Up.
Yeah, but see, then it'll be all about us. We got, the Spurs there too. So I'll just be, very broad and just say something like 210.
Okay,
like
210. I like it. Well, with that being said, for Frank Harris, myself, Dan Tortora, for AAC, pardon me, Media Days here, the American Athletic Conference, here with you down in Texas, which is home to UTSA and the Roadrunners. I got to do this with you because I did it with Rashad. Bird up.
Birds up.